Probably I made a video before that explained how our brain works and it was confused, or probably I don't want to say people that try to hear that uh, are stupid idiot, or they even doesn't want to understand what to say. However, there is something we can't argue against. It's science. Science is objective, okay, and only when some science make a research with evidence and say it's not that, it's different, you are wrong, with strong evidence, with a strong method, then we can say I don't agree. Okay, I make a conversation with a strange guy that offended me everything and demonstrate how low his moral ethic, and how I hope he's not a master, because it's the worst it could be the worst I ever met in my life. However, I make some research because I post a video with some frame of the progression of JKD from Bruce Lee of the training, and this video I will post in chapter 2. We can see really this footage that are really very good, because you can see young Bruce Lee, even always older, and the change, not what is training, but even how his body is moving. It's really important, because that's the inevitable proof that there is no more Wing Chun in JKD. And now I take some notes about the scientific research that explain that too. Okay, I make now quick some scientific reference. Doyon and Benali, 2005. Crowther et al., 2019. Dayan and Cohen, 2011. Ito, 2008. Penun and Steele, 2012. Kantak and Winstein, 2012. In this research, we can say that neuroscience shows that mastering a new movement pattern requires rewiring the brain. The old model fades as a new one emerges. That means when we learn or we practice new movement pattern, not movement pattern, we have to drop the old ones. That means if, and that's important, we see Bruce Lee in this progression in his training. It starts with a Wing Chun model, then makes something other, and we see that it's a movement that reminds some of Wing Chun, but it's something different, then a bit different, or a bit in the hell that's completely different. That means his brain, his pattern movement are totally different. Because even a boxer, even we make an example, we make a Wing Chun master and try to make boxing. Until he practices Wing Chun, he has influence from Wing Chun pattern movements in his boxing style. Bruce Lee has no more influence in his movement, unless the only thing is the biomechanical structures of the fist. And this research demonstrates that this decadence of the old patterns when we have new patterns. That means his patterns are totally different from the old school Wing Chun, from the Wing Chun. There is no Wing Chun in JKD. That's the most evidence from this author, scientific author, and then someone start to say, oh no, you are not wrong, where is garbage? Say garbage to people who spend the research from this path, because it's the most powerful evidence we can make against. It's not against, it's only discussion. However, there is no proof enough to disclaim that, because our brain works in this way, okay? We are ganglion base that choose the movement. We have cerebellum here that make this pattern, that repeat this pattern, and the consolidation or not, the modifies from here, from neocortex prefrontal. So in this research, and I put every link for this research here, I put them in video so that you can read this research and you combine the research and you watch the video, watch the pattern that Bruce Lee used when he was young, then the middle age, until the end, progressive this footage, you can notice very well the complete difference from the first video to the end video of the pattern movements. And this different, abyssal difference in the pattern movements is the proof, the evidence, inevitable proof, inevitable evidence that there was no more Wing Chun in JKD. So, you offended me and something, I'm only a beginner, I don't know. However, you demonstrate only your level with this conversation. And this video proves one for all that there is no more Wing Chun in JKD. Then, someone can use Wing Chun using JKD is another thing. However, the progression of the work of Bruce Lee abandoned the Wing Chun. That Wong was right. Be water, my friend. See you later.